What's going on? Welcome back to Fulfillment Key. Today, honestly, I'm having an interesting video. I know the light's not on, and I kind of like it like that. I don't know why. But I want to talk about perseverance. You see, because I read this book called UNF Yourself, and it brought up a really interesting point to me that is it kind of goes like this. So we overthink things like a lot, and it's not really a conscious thing that we do. For example, let's say you're going to a store and you want to buy something. Perhaps you're looking at different, maybe similar items that have the same prices, or maybe they're a little bit different, and you're comparing those, and you're just like, oh, do I get this one, this one, this one, this one? And you're like, for example, something as simple as toilet paper. It should be easy. Just pick the cheap one, buy it, and move on with your life. Where's another example of this? Dating. You know, you overthink your life in terms of dating, in terms of sending messages. Most people do, at least. Guys I know, girls I know, even heck, I've done it at some point. But it's like becoming conscious of these small things. When it comes to smaller things, like when someone says something to you, you think of it in 2 or 3 different ways, and it kind of just like things like that. And it's not so much just even interacting with people. It's even when conceptualizing something. For example, if I am looking at, I don't know, my mouse, for example, I'm wondering, why is it green? Why did they make it green? Why did they not make it blue? I know that's a terrible example, but you know, I guess it's better put if you were to read the book. But it's a lot of things that we overthink. We hold ourselves back. We don't focus, and it's not even our fault. You see, there's this voice in your head that comes in every time you have to do something. And usually when you have to do something, the procrastination voice comes in as well, and it's like, no, let's do something else. But you're so toned to this voice, you're so used to this voice of procrastination telling you something, that you just forget about the other voice, and eventually that voice is just phased out. You don't hear it anymore. It doesn't have that same effect. Kind of the same way that someone who's addicted to something, we keep using it, and the effect is less and less and less. That's what you've essentially done with that part of your brain. Now your brain gets fulfillment out of procrastination. Your brain gets fulfillment out of overthinking because it has something to do, instead of just putting it down and, you know, just working or not overthinking the thing. And that's what this book essentially tells you to do, or kind of at least explains to you. And if I could explain it, I would, but I feel like this is one of those things that you really just have to read the book, because it has a lot of things that, well, one of the things it wants you to do is kind of read the book over and over again. At least I think, I don't know if they give a period, but it wants you to look at the book, take notes, and look back at it over and over again, so you can hardwire these things in your brain. Because your brain, because of all this external stimulation we have in our generation, social media, you know, instant gratification with dating apps, even our food. Like, we were not meant to just get food out of a grocery store and eat it. We were meant to go hunt, and that's of course drained into society, and that's kind of a out there example. But you know, like I just explained, a lot of the things, digital media, TV, film, interactions with people can't get off their phones, all of this is a problem. And that's what this book talks about. Not directly, but it does hint at it in terms of procrastination, in terms of overthinking stuff, in terms of not getting stuff done. And you really do need to, you know, unfuck yourself, because that's what this book tells you to do. I recommend to read it. It's a good book. I'm literally almost done with it after rereading it a couple times. And it's a great book. But purpose of this video, don't overthink. Learn how to get rid of that voice in your head that keeps telling you to not do something, and how it's making you do that as repetitive action. How to take that and just completely, slowly phase that voice out and make the other voice stronger, bigger. Like your brain listens to that voice over the other one, because eventually when you stop stimulating your brain so much and giving it the procrastination high, and you're forcing it to not get any dopamine from working, and you're not used to it, then it's going to start realizing, oh man, I can't I can't get this anymore. I can't do this procrastination thing anymore because, well, my user is not letting me. It takes a lot of willpower. That's the first thing. And especially with this quarantine, I know it's hard, but it takes a lot of willpower. And that's just something you're going to have to be willing to put up with. If you want to be the 1%, if you want to be the best, you have to put up with that. You have to do that. You have to persevere. Perseverance is the strongest thing in all the leaders, all the best CEOs in the world. And even I aspire to be like that because I'm not there yet. But at least I admit that. That's the first step. You have to admit that to yourself. Once you've had that self-admittance, I don't even know if that's a word, but once you've had that, you can move on and start working towards it. And the best thing that I've had dealing with this is writing a journal every day, because I feel like a lot of things we start, because in our life we're managing so many things. A lot of things we start and then, they eventually phase out after a couple of days, maybe a week or two, because it's just we have so much other stuff going on and it's not that much of a priority. So you have two options. Either if you're good at making things a priority, make it a priority and you don't need to do the journal, the notes thing. But if you're not good at it, like me, then take a journal, write it down every single day, how you're going to combat that procrastination voice and how you're going to get things done and how you're going to stop overthinking, how you're going to be more effective, how you're going to get more stuff done. And essentially, this is going to be so beautiful because when I'm done with this, and I'm going to look through the entire thing, but when you're done with this, then you will be effective too. So if you like this video, subscribe, like, comment what you guys think, comment what you guys want to see. There's going to be motivational, financial, all that kind of stuff on this channel. So yeah, happy quarantine, get shit done, and I'll see you guys in the next video.